We can't approve at all of the tactics that were used by the EFF. If they were genuine about wanting the president to account about the money the public protector says he should be paying back, they should have asked that question right at the beginning or right at the end of the speech. To wait for the president to go for 5 minutes addressing the nation and then to interrupt that speech cannot receive our support, and we want to condemn that fully. It is bad. I mean, for an hour we were waiting for the speech to be delivered. Complete chaos, complete embarrassment to the Republic, and complete shambles when it comes to even basic organization. I mean, how do you not have water when all these years you have been providing water to members of parliament, and begin to make that an issue? For that matter, for us now, we must wait for people who are shouting that they are thirsty. Who is supposed to be doing the organization? And I want to reject this notion that it was all the fault of the NIHAU members who refused to cooperate this year, now that their issues have not been properly addressed over a long period of time. It was such a direct attack on the basic fundamental principles of our Constitution. It's an attack on the freedom of the media, and Nelson Mandela or R. Tambo should be turning on their graves. We want action taken against whoever who made that order, that the signal must be jammed. I can't believe that the Freedom Front will be made to look better, a defender of the Constitution that was inspired by many, many hundreds of sacrifice, blood of our people.
And our view is that anarchy will never bring a nation. And I think the firmness in dealing with that situation is highly appreciated. It was handled to the rule, and that is what is necessary. Rules of Parliament make provision on dealing with those situations, and they were applied today appropriately, and we're comfortable with it. It reflects the work that took place. If you follow our January 8 statement, you follow the outcome of the ANC NEC Lekgotla, the outcome of the Cabinet Lekgotla. All that work is captured very well and precisely in the State of the Nation address. Look at the details on energy. Those details give a clear approach to dealing with what is appearing to be a crisis, though we always regarded that as a positive crisis in the sense that it reflects the increase in the number of new connection of households and the growth of the economy without a reciprocal growth of the energy generation. And then the other aspects and other source of energy were addressed in details. The land question has been addressed in details.
In fact, what has been happening in Parliament ever since Zuma took over is unprecedented. So it is not what we have done which is unprecedented, it's what the president is doing which is unprecedented. The rules of the National Assembly prescribes that the president, for every term, he must appear once to answer questions. We have had 3 terms in the past annual calendar, and he did not even pitch up. The only time he pitched up, he did not finish his question time. And accordingly, there's nothing we can do. He's in contravention of the oath of office and the Constitution. So it's unprecedented for a president to be found wanting as far as the Constitution and the rules of Parliament is concerned. We will be consulting with our legal advisors. We will be consulting with all other political parties. We'll be consulting with the leadership of the organization. We'll take it up from there. But anyway, we're not going anywhere. We're coming back to Parliament. We're not employees of the African National Congress. We were elected by the voters.
What took place in South Africa today is a disaster for our nation. It is a violation of the Constitution of the Republic. It is when Parliament truly gets captured for the protection of one person and one person alone, who is President Zuma. We simply cannot cooperate in this manner. What happened today when they started to scramble the signal to prove the point that their deliberate intention today was for them to block their freedom of expression, freedom that is enshrined in our constitution, that this legislature must operate its business by being open and transparent. In which world do you want to shut that off? But that furthermore, when the executive is allowed to use the police to enter the chamber, it breaks down what the people of this country fought for. Because in future, why do you want to wait for it to escalate? Bring the police immediately so that we can stop all conversations, stop all freedoms. This country is being captured for one person, which is President Zuma. I cannot accept that. We cannot sit through it. What happened here tonight is a breakdown of what this country desperately, for so many who died and fought for. It's a violation of our freedoms. And President Zuma is a true champion of that. We have to urgently convene the Parliamentary Oversight Authority. That body must be able to deal decisively with what happened here tonight. A proper investigation must be brought forward. Who brought in the scramblers? Who in fact allowed the police to enter the chambers? The EFF were wrong. If they break the rules, they must walk. But the parliamentary security must be capacitated to be able to do that. My question was only basic and simple. Were those the South African police or not? And what they brought in there tonight were armed South African police.
In uniform? Were they in uniform?
They were not in uniform, but can members then be intimidated with weapons when they come into the House of Parliament? We proceed like that, we are no longer a free state. We are a state captured for the protection of one person who's President Zuma. Unacceptable. It is a disaster for this country. It is in fact a violation of my freedoms, the freedoms of every other South African. We cannot accept that. Never can this be repeated again. This becomes the ANC's 103rd second address. It's got nothing to do now with the nation of South Africa. He's now speaking to his own caucus. He must deal with that. But he must proceed, because we will be able to respond in the next week so that we can talk to the president about what in fact took place tonight. What took place tonight is exactly the nonsense he's spewing off now. That is a good story to tell, while South Africans face a very difficult time.